Amazon Prime is kind of like the new PBS to me, in the sense that it almost feels like
Oh,
a public
man.
utility or like a public service
Except
because
Oh,
everybody
Bezos
has
is
it for the
that's
shipping.
got to be their
except we're
biggest
all
win.
paying for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
we're
feels
all
like some
paying for
Kaiser
it.
Soze, like the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing you that Amazon Prime is a public service. Like
We're all paid. If Bezos was getting paid in tote bags, maybe. Welcome back to part 2 of our best of 2022. This week we are running down the number 10 through number 1 of our list. So we wanted to, in between the 11 to 20 and the 1 to 10, we want to talk about some of the stuff that didn't quite make the list. We each had our own top 20 and we did not get everything in there. So we're each going to just kind of run down the other shows that were on our list. Just real quick, just give a quick one and done. We will probably crosstalk, and this will wind up being longer than I planned it to be. But we each have stuff that did not make the list, but could easily have been a top show in any other year. I will go ahead and run mine down first, and y'all feel free to throw in on this. But on my list was Better Call Saul,
Sure.
which finished out really, really strong. I know that y'all just have not had a chance to see it because of AMC is noticed in showing it to people.
It definitely would be on the list if I could, watch it.
Perfect ending. Just a phenomenal.
That's good to hear.
Better than Breaking Bad, to be honest. I think
Wow.
Better Call Saul stands as better than Breaking Bad.
I have been liking it more than Breaking Bad as I've watched it.
Yeah. Julia over on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
yeah,
this
you
slipped
really
past
did like
a lot
that
of
show.
people. It was really good. It grew on me over time. Partly because of Bebe Neuwirth. It was a mini Frasier reunion with Bebe Neuwirth and David Hyde Pierce.
God, I love this show though.
The relationship between Julia and her husband is really sweet. It's of the time, so he's a little sexist, but he sort of comes along with her job. And the bit with Mr. Rogers is one of the best TV moments of the year.
Is it who is it that plays the is it Topher Grace? No, who is it that play? Oh, it's fucking Franz Kranz. Plays the
Franz Kranz, her executive.
Yeah, her executive. Like the whole I really loved this. This is like just outside my top 20 on my list here.
Yeah, this was really good. Barry had an amazing season. Like Barry, you were talking about how the Orville went from being a comedy to a dark show. Barry fucking just went completely to the other side of things.
Again, haven't finished it. I think I'm only half, but even just Ep 1 of season 3, we're on season 3, right?
Yes.
Oh, the relationship when Barry and what's her name relationship of how she desperately needs his
Sally.
approval is so fucked up and dark.
Yep.
The worse he treats her, the more she wants him. It's
and then the whole thing he has with Cusimano going on this whole season is messed up.
Yeah.
And Barry is like borderline suicidal and has been since the very day one.
No,
so,
he's not okay.
Yeah, he's not okay. It's man. It's not Bill Forte. Who's the lead? Bill Hader.
Bill Hader. Yeah.
Bill Hader has like depth we've never seen in this show.
He's so good in this. He's just. It's so weird because I think it does take a good actor to portray a bad actor, which he does a lot on this show.
Yep.
But this is his Dexter.
Yeah.
This is his moment. This will be a role everyone remembers for him.
Agreed.
The only people that are having a good time on the show, I feel like, are what's his name? Zaz from Gotham. I never remember that dude's name.
Yeah, that guy. But NoHo Hank.
NoHo Hank. He's got a great name too. And his lover. Because that storyline fucking rules.
Also on HBO Max, HBO had 3 other shows for me that didn't make the list. Hacks. I thought season 2 of Hacks was notably better than season 1.
Yeah,
and I thought that it really came on like.
Yeah, I mean,
it had a great it had a great cast anyway, but like they really deepened that relationship, and they left them in a rough. The lead, she really fucked herself by saying all that bad shit about her boss, and then when it comes out and she's basically like, she forgives her, but she doesn't, and she's also suing her, and it's
so
great.
Good.
It's so good.
It's one of those things of she calmly discussed it with her, and I was like, this is the worst. She should be yelling at you right now. The fact that she's not yelling means this is going to be way worse than you thought. This is going to be
so bad. Yeah. Yep. I know a lot of people didn't love season 2 as much, but I really like second season of Only Murders in the Building.
I just haven't finished it. My mom really likes it. I was just talking with Les the other day that we think that Steve Martin has long conned his character as a hard to deal with actor and kind of a elitist douche. I think he's making fun of Martin Short to his face.
Like, I think Steve Martin's playing Martin Short.
I really think it's a joke for himself that only for him.
Because Short's kind of got a rep as a dick.
It's not a Chevy Chase joke.
Did y'all see the Saturday Night Live opening with the two of them where they did each other's obituaries?
No.
Oh,
that sounds good though.
It was very funny. And then I know this made your list too, Les. And I forgot. It probably should have gone on our top 20. Reboot over on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
This is like from one of the Modern Family guys. It's got an amazing cast. It's got Judy Greer and Keegan-Michael Key. Johnny Knoxville should not be this good in anything.
Paul Reiser shows up. I mean, is
Paul Reiser. And then God, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
The year of Reiser. The Risening.
Rachel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rachel Bloom. Rachel Bloom. This show is so much funnier. It's like the guy got off Modern Family and felt like he was unchained. He's like, oh, now I can write something actually funny.
Because this could just be pablum. I mean, like, this could just be fucking paste.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Modern Family was perfectly good for what it was. It was fun.
Yeah.
But Reboot is another level.
Yeah, this is so fun. Also, I love Judy Greer, and I don't feel like not every role she's given, I think, gets her.
No, I agree. But this is
perfect.
This is the best she's been since Archer.
Yeah, I agree. This one may be recency bias, but I put Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities on my
Those
top
are really
20.
good.
I thought that was a really solid.
I like the release schedule of it too.
Yeah, it had just some of the one in particular been a real big miss for me. I think I would agree wholeheartedly on that. I really like that.
The Boys continues to be amazing and smart, and
I
mean, honestly, I would love it if nothing else than for how much it's pissing off the people who are like, wait a minute, are we the baddies?
Yes.
All the people who thought that this show was for them, and it is not.
I love that it's now gotten to the point where it's now not subtle enough that they get it. Like, I don't know what show they were watching for the first two seasons.
Exactly. Yes.
But we've hit the point now, so it's nice to know there is one.
You understand that your hero was fucking a Nazi, right? You get that?
Yeah, since season 2. Like, that was
since
a big
season 2. Like, you understand that was bad.
Her name was
she died. He started making a dude turn into him and fucking himself. Like, how are you siding with Homelander still?
Yeah. But also, the guy performing it is great.
Oh,
like,
man.
His performance is fantastic.
Wow. It's going to really affect his other roles going forward, I think. But
because that's going to be
But right now, it's really doing him wonders.
There's a spinoff coming this year called, I think, the V Squad or something like that.
It's high school.
Basically all It's all the people who are giving the Compound V.
They even make me feel maybe not bad for, or like they make me feel like they're real people, like A-Train in the Deep. That are terrible, just fucking
terrible people,
awful people, and yet they show them like real people.
Yeah, agreed.
That even might be capable of change.
Last on my also Rand's list is Never Have I Ever.
Oh,
which I thought season 2 of that was so good.
I thought about that one.
Yeah, it was such a good. I mean, it's that one of those shows again that like, wait, John McEnroe's narrating, and it makes perfect sense. and it's funny. It is like a younger aimed version of what Sex Lives of College Girls does.
Yeah,
I think that I didn't get into Miss Marvel more because I was enjoying season 2 of Never Have I Ever so much.
There's definitely some cross pattern there too, for sure.
It's like, this is how much better the show could be if you weren't also becoming a superhero.
Yes, yeah. So that's where I am. My top. There's another 20 shows I could talk about, but that's my time. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. So Motherland Fort Salem finished out its series run. I feel like they got compressed a little short. I think the pandemic affected a lot of shows the last couple of years, but if you that show has been consistently fun all, I believe, 3 seasons, and it ends just kind of wild. It's really fun. Also, Quantum Leap came back. I know Randy and I both really enjoyed it.
Oh.
Man, I love Quantum Leap.
And it's coming back. I think January 2nd. They've got more first season episodes. Taking like a
and they've already renewed it for season 2.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it both gets the classic cheeseball fix a problem of the week that the classic Quantum Leap had, which they had to do, but also it's got all these really fun Easter egg ties back to the original show, and an ongoing, because you can't do a show in 2022 that's just Leap of the Week. It's got an ongoing like mystery as to why and what's going on.
And their arc stuff is good.
Yeah, but some of the things that like the original show, TV wasn't doing that kind of shit back then, so it just kind of hinted at like, well, maybe there's a larger thing leaping him around and an evil leaper, and like they dropped these things, but storytelling and television at the time didn't know what to do with it.
Such a great opportunity for that in the original show, but
TV just didn't do that shit then. I mean,
they just didn't do it,
and so it does now, and they're really picking it up. White Lotus, I believe season 2 is even better than season 1. Holy shit, the finale of White Lotus was fucking crazy.
I feel like that is all anybody has been talking about since that show.
Yeah, this season with Aubrey Plaza and Theo James, and it's fucking great. Really, really dug it.
Did you guys see that indie that she just did? I think it's on Netflix now. It's called Emily the Criminal.
No, I'm not. So I know what you're talking about.
Highly recommended. I think it's like a tight like 90, 120.
I
think it's
I
not very long.
And I think it's going off at the end of the year.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check it out.
We're gonna watch it.
Yeah, I've heard good things. Like
it'll probably be on Prime.
It'll probably move to
It feels like one of
Plaza's
those.
left with no choice
it's
except
super
become a
good.
criminal. So also Pam and Tommy. That was this year, right?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Mm-hmm.
Taking Bucky from the Captain America and movies and making him Tommy Lee, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, and he killed it.
And then is it Lily James? Is that her name?
Lily James. Yeah, Lily James.
I from Downton Abbey.
Yeah, well, and like the everybody forgets the Beatles except one kid movie yesterday.
Yeah.
She's the love interest in that. Like it.
Yeah.
She vanishes into this role. It is astonishing.
They both vanish.
Yeah. It is astonishing, and also the show's just
Seth Rogen, the third lead,
But also the whole show is just hilariously fun. It's like The Offer. Like I don't always love these kind of indulgent true crime type thing, but like, holy fuck, this one's just fun from start to finish.
This was high on my list early in the year. Like I thought it was top 10 for a long while. It did lose some points for me for Pamela Anderson coming out and saying, "This made me feel icky."
Yeah, that does suck, and there was no reason not to ask her.
Yeah, because this is very complimentary. There's no reason not to go to her and say, "Look, we really want to do this, but we really want to show how you were taking advantage of. It's going to be very sensitive."
It did an insane amount of heavy lifting on making me think more of Pam Anderson.
It
changes my view on her completely for the like in a better
light. Same. And I feel like that was a unforced.
And I think it's just Hulu's policy because they've done it on several shows. We're like, legal said we didn't have to. Are we supposed to? Like, yes.
Yeah, you should.
It's like telling little kids to shake hands with the other team at the end of the game. Like, yes, you go do that. What the fuck? No, you don't have to.
Because if they had gone to her and said, "Hey, we're going to do this," and she said, "No, don't do it," I would have a different feeling about it. But this feels like Blindside.
Well, then they can just do it. But if she like just toss her a producing cred on it or something.
Yeah, and she'd probably be fine.
And she'd probably be fine with it. I don't. Just PR wise, I don't think that's a good policy.
Yeah.
And then this was also the year that I watched Billions, which the newest season that they switched out Axe for Corey Stoll. It is not as solid. It definitely feels like they've dropped into a Suits like USA level of show where they used to be more prestige than that. Like they're dropping away from Succession towards Suits. But I also love Suits, so I still enjoy the shit out of it. But there are like you can see them like I don't know. I feel like they've changed over the writer's room, and somebody doesn't get some of the characters because it feels like they've thrown a couple of people's character arcs under the bus in order to get a more drama one week here and there. It just feels like a lesser show now, but it's still super fun. I don't know. I've already watched all of Suits, so this is great.
Did you mention Tulsa King?
I did not. It is on my list, but I did not mention it. It's so new. It's only 6 episodes in now.
I think like 6.
It is holy shit fun.
It's really got my
I
attention.
really love this show. It was already fun in a So Help Me Toddish kind of way of just like, okay, this is a cute show of the week. And then the Token Joe episode happened with his daughter and the driver for the anyway. Holy fuck. And so now you can suddenly see this like two front war building that Stallone's not fully aware of, and like where it's gonna I love it. Every time they've added an ancillary character, I've liked them more and more. I love Martin Starr. I love the bartender. I love
I watched
the fucking Witsec guy that he runs into. I like him, Armand or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Dana Delaney's not getting a lot to do, but she's great.
Yeah, she's great. And of course, Andrea Savage is getting more and more.
Yeah,
and I like how weirdly complex her character is, because like she's clearly got some issue. Like I that they're both exiled. Technically is pretty fun. Like, oh no, Tulsa's one of the ATF's many Siberias.
Yeah, this is a show I watch every Sunday when it drops.
Yeah.
And it actually, between this and rewatching Hawkeye, it made me go back and watch Mayor of Kingstown, which I'm almost through now. Because I'm like, oh, you know what? It turns out I kind of like Taylor Sheridan's crime stuff.
So Taylor Sheridan has another Yellowstone thing. They've done 1911 with Sam Elliott. Now that 1923 has Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford as the leads.
Yep.
And I want to say the bench is deeper than that. I can't remember who the second tier cast.
It's impressive.
But there's more cast than just them.
Well, okay, so that's big already.
May have to go watch some fucking 1923 now.
Yeah, I believe 2023 is going to be the year of Sheridan for me. I'm going to watch Yellowstone in 2023 or 1923 and 1883. Yeah, and probably 2023. He'll probably do some futuristic shit too because he fucking does everything.
Oh man, if this is all building
Yellowstone, to but like Firefly.
His dream, if I find out his dream project from when he was a kid was Galaxy Rangers, and this is all building towards or Brave Star,
I respect the long game, sir.
Brave Star.
Is that your?
That's
rundown,
my
Russ?
rundown. Yeah.
All right, Kyle, we're saving you for last because I want to hear some of the shows that are on your list. There are shows we've never heard of on that list.
Oh yeah,
Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, let me run through my shit. I feel like we should not get out of here without mentioning Inside Job this season.
Yes.
Oh, second season was an improvement on one in every way.
Yeah.
I liked one just fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you add in Adam Scott, things are just gonna get 100% like better already.
And that's got a straight up tragic ending. Like that's Rick and Morty level shit.
The ending is actually emotionally affecting. Because of a decision that character that we've just decided is a supervillain. Like, but she really has to choose between not even just her happiness, but has to choose to make someone else happy, and does it, and it's brutal and it's effective and it works.
Well, she has to make someone else happy at her expense. And she does it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is something that it really makes her different than her dad.
Yeah.
Because
her dad would never, ever make that decision.
Well, the last episode, like, of course, one of the best ones, too, was the time alterer, you know? Like the...
Yeah.
Shazam, like, no, you're thinking of... No, it's not Shazam, it's Kazam with fucking Shaq.
Yes.
I guess no. Now there's this world only has one moon, and the Berenstein Bears are now the Bernstein Bears. Like they really have fun with that joke, and it shows him at the end of it as a sad, pathetic man. And I think that fuels her decision in the next episode, and it's just good storytelling, really, even just beside the comedy of it. And this is the best Christian Slater I think has ever been.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, this is great stuff from him. I was trying to figure out who there's voice. Oh, Ron Funches.
Yes.
He's only Mothman in this, but Mothman, he's great.
HR Mothman.
Ron Funches,
this is an HR meeting.
Look, Ron Funches had a great year because he did this, he was in Harley Quinn, and he was in Loot, and he was great in all three things.
Ron Funches needs to be in more shit.
Agreed.
That man is hilarious. He's endearing. He's instantly likable. All I need to do is hear his voice, and my day gets brighter.
Yeah, I agree.
One of the good things about At Midnight is he would be on like every 10 episodes.
Oh man, I forgot all about At Midnight. That's so fun.
The fuck's At Midnight?
It was a show on Comedy Central.
Oh, was that with Chris Hardwick?
It was like the...
Yep.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Janet Varney was on a couple of those.
Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
That's where I remember her. I remember it from. Yeah, I also had the boys on here. I really liked what they did with Jensen Ackles as their Captain America. Like
Yeah,
their
Soldier Boy.
my brother likes that show. We watched it together. I rewatched it with him, and my brother just turned to me and looked at like, oh, so they're really not changing anything about his story. He's really just Captain America.
Yeah.
and he asked me like, wait, can't they be sued for this? And I would say one would think, but
well, in 2 shows this year, we learned one thing, and that thing is Captain
America
America
Fox!
Fox!
Oh yeah, I was at the original Hero-gasm, not this pussy shit. But yeah, the Invincible should not be as bad as it is, and the boys should not be as good as it is. We are in a reverse world.
Yep.
Speaking of Amazon Prime shows that animated that Randy probably hated, Vox Machina was also made my list.
I did hate that
season
show.
2 is coming out. For me, it's basically like, obviously Randy and I have different ideas of what a D&D campaign should be run like and what its experience is and what we both get out of it. And Vox Machina is way more, we need to find a fulcrum. Okay, so he asked us to find a fuck room. No, that's not, I heard that. I heard fuck room. That spoke to me.
I have fun playing in those games. I don't want to watch anybody else play them. That bores me.
I don't know. I felt like it was a happy medium. I think you'll be more happy with the actual movie they're doing. But
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the season 2 on that, where they introduce one of my favorite D&D items, the Dwarven Belt, that when you put it on, automatically gives you a beard. I feel like that's one of the most coveted items in D&D for like all the wrong reasons. Like, yes, beard. You know, you could just have your character grow a beard. No, instantaneous beard. My Hero Academia was still like not as good as previous seasons, I think, because it's very broken up and it was villain focused for a long time this year, but still one of my favorite animes. And also Spy Times Family, I think, was a good addition to that. I recently just watched that. I was a recent convert on that. But that's the little anime we'll throw on there for Meg and no one else. And that's my mentions. Kyle, let's hear it.
Let's hear it, Kyle.
You want to know the best thing on TV? You only need one letter, one number, put them together.
I hate
F1,
you so
baby.
much.
God, no.
F1.
Nope, you're fired. That's
F1, F1.
Anyway, it's been a great year. No, Kyle, tell us what you actually watched. Come on.
All right. Yeah, no, I threw a couple curveballs on here. As you guys know, my schedule has gotten much tighter this year, and I find myself watching a lot more YouTube content. And I'm not like throwing my favorite podcasts up here. This is stuff that I feel like is like super well produced, just like, any Netflix documentary you'd watch. And in some cases, stuff has actually been ported over from YouTube to TV one for one. But no, the first one on here is Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs. Talk about this every chance I get. I love watching him talk shit about old movies.
Yeah, that's pretty popular.
And then just kind of living that for, a few hours every Friday.
Depressingly normal. Get to the weird shit, Kyle.
All right. Gaming Historian on YouTube. This was like a really good year for him. He did Mario Kart this year, which was like a fantastic hour-long documentary. But they also announced that they are making a Tetris movie, and this guy did like the definitive Tetris documentary.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to so many.
You're gonna have to like work. I don't mean to interrupt your flow, but I really got to work backwards here. Let's start with the Tetris. There's a Tetris movie.
So the story of Tetris is super fascinating because the guy who created Tetris actually worked for the Russian government when he did it. So the Russian government technically owned Tetris, and there was like all these people. There's like bribes, and there was like multiple versions of Tetris till like it finally got to
the real
Tetris.
movie of the making of the game. Like the movie's about the making of the game. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not like Battleship.
Okay.
I was like,
Okay,
I
no,
was
no.
really,
Yeah.
oh fuck,
okay.
man. I was,
So
Yeah.
Dave Franco
at best.
as the
Dave Franco.
I think the
as the
as the
elf
Kingsman
T-square,
guy
as
is
the
gonna play the
T-shape.
main dude.
Yeah.
At its best, though,
picturing him as the T-shape.
this could be McMillions the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's that. Well, and then one of the guys went and like killed his wife and like went on like a murder spree.
Jesus.
Like after all this, so it's got some layers to it. Yeah, no. And then who's the main lead in the Kingsman?
Joe Edgerton?
What's his?
Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna play. I think like the main Tetris guy.
Wow.
Kyle,
Yeah.
how many YouTube shows are on your top 20? Is it 4? Are there 4 YouTube shows on your top 20?
So yeah, Secret Galaxy is another one. That's essentially the Toys That Made Us, but just a little tighter. It used to be called Toy Galaxy, but now it's Secret Galaxy. And then, oh no, only 3. Oh no, VFX Artist React. That is also.
Well, what's Scott the Waz?
Wait, I'm sorry.
man?
You have a reaction video on here?
If you guys have not seen VFX Artists React, it is like some of the best in-depth.
No,
like,
that's
discussion
other
on
people
how
watching
VFX
other
are done in
stuff. That
films.
is not TV.
That's what my kid watches. Other people watching.
The line
things.
must be drawn here.
This is Twitch.
No. This is worth it. Trust me. If
Oh
you
man,
guys
I
haven't given it a
can't
shot,
tell you how much I don't believe you right now.
they took that shitty final scene in The Mummy 2 where Dwayne the Rock
did
comes
watch
out as
that
the
one.
Scorpion
Yeah.
King, and they actually remade it to not look like shit.
Wow.
I wouldn't say it's great,
That's
but
the
it's
kind of stuff
not
they
as
get
bad.
into.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely. One guy goes, "Oh, I fixed it," and he just added all this like shaky camera.
Like
in there.
understood just
That's
shitty
not
up
what
the
you're
rest of
looking
it.
at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm against the Star Wars redos, and they should re-release the fucking Mummy movie with that fix. Seriously.
Also, I just noticed our top 20 is slightly out of whack because there were 2 shows on here that had 2 people. Pam and Tommy's on your list as well, Kyle. That
Mhm.
probably should have made our top
Yeah.
20 somehow. Oh well.
Yeah, no, it definitely scratched that like true crime. Oh, God, what was the? Oh yeah, the I Tanya kind of scratched that like I
Yeah,
Tanya.
yeah.
Also
I
Sebastian
can
Stan.
See that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
And funny enough, it's not even because of him because he's completely different characters
Yeah.
in both of the those movies or the
He's a
projects.
really good actor.
Scott the Waz is the last YouTube one. The funny thing about him is he actually got a show syndicated on G4 this year, and then G4.
Yeah, and then
took it.
G4 imported. Yeah.
So
G4. The reunion of G4 lasted less time than Quibi did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Quibi outlived G4 in terms of actual time.
I still have all my Scott the Waz on my DVR, but no telling with YouTube TV how long that's gonna stay up there before it's down. But no, he's oh my God, I can't even describe. If you know, you know. That's kind of all I can say about Scott the Waz.
I do not, and I don't want to.
Yeah, but no, just retro gaming is kind of the subject matter, and yeah, it's great. But no, real quick, the shows that you guys have probably heard of. I'm kind of surprised. Reservation Dogs. Nobody else got.
Oh,
into
that
So
was
that's
that's further down my
that's on-
list, but yeah.
That's on everybody's top. Like all the critics have in their top 10. I have tried twice to get into that show. I tried season 1. I tried to give it another shot at season 2. I
really dig it. It just kind of
get it.
moseys along for me.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It just I never feel the urge to finish it.
I don't understand the love. I literally cannot plug into it
Mhm.
the level that people are playing. I'm glad people like
The
it.
episodes at the end of the season are way better than the ones at the beginning of the season. And there's definitely that first season had a really slow burn. And I don't know if I could have gotten into the second season if I hadn't been so in love with how they finished that first season. But I mean, I think even if you just go on YouTube and look up the scenes where like the Indian spirit guy is talking to the kids,
That's always
and
my-
all
That
that's
shit's
always my
just
favorite
that
stuff.
shit's just endlessly funny.
that guy's hilarious,
Yeah.
and they definitely doubled down on
Well,
that.
it's no welcome
this
to
season.
Fletch or whatever the.
Oh,
God.
fuck that
Oh.
show.
Yeah,
That was the second, maybe
Speaking
the
of
worst show
bullshit
this
that's
year.
renewed.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yep.
But no, there was an episode just to kind of give you a sense of like where I'm really getting like the good drama from. One of the main characters, he's young, but he's got to get his first job, and he's doing roofing. And one of the guys he's roofing with is the absentee father of his friend who killed himself in the first season. And he like learning this and being like, oh shit, who is this guy? And then this guy knows, oh, this is was my kid's one of his best friends, and I let my kid die because I wasn't there for him. And just like how these people interact, like, given all this like, past trauma. Yeah, it's really interesting. And It gives me the feels. It's like it's definitely not on the level of like What We Do in the Shadows. Like the comedy isn't there, and the drama isn't on the level of like Better Call Saul. But if you just like dial those two things down, it's like a pretty tasty mixture of comedy and drama.
Okay, all
And
right.
then also the perspective that you just
It's
don't
the
see
frozen
you know,
yogurt.
in any other show.
What if we ruin something good a little bit so we could have more of it?
Yes.
And then Our Flag Means Death, which I know is another one all the critics have
All
been
the critics
talking about.
loved. I went back to it.
Did you guys ever
I
go
tried.
back?
I did. I watched all the way through. I watched the whole season.
Did you watch the whole
Yeah.
thing?
I did, and I liked it okay. Here's the thing. All my friends who are queer, this was like their favorite show of the year. And like I could not plug into it on that level.
Dude,
I liked it, but it was not what I wanted. It was not great.
I can't tell
just
you
didn't
how
think it was
excited
great.
I was for gay pirates. And even when I got to the gay pirates part, I was still kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to come out of Our Flag Means Death so far is like an Instagram reel or something I saw of this kid is the actor that whips, like with the whip, that whips Taika Waititi in the balls in one of the episodes. and so like he's whipping crap around on the boat, and apparently this just came up because Taika Waititi's a goofball. Surprise. He's like, yeah, whip that thing, whip my balls. And so this kid's like, so when you put something down on your resume as an actor, you need to be damn sure you can do it, because I had put precision, like that I'm trained with a whip. And Taika Waititi was like, you're trained with it, hit me in the balls. I'm like,
Oh, that
Oh no.
really called my bluff on that one.
yeah. And he's like, so they're just at, okay, fuck it. I was like, okay, that's pretty great.
Damn. No, I think this kind of like Reservation Dogs too, like it's not a full out comedy, it's not a full out drama. And the premise for the drama, gay pirates, is kind of a silly one to begin with, even though they take it completely seriously. Yeah, it's something I hope in the second season it gets like a stronger foundation, like it finds its voice more.
Yeah.
Because the funny stuff in here I was enjoying just as much as like Flight of the Conchords back in the day. That just really kind of silly level of humor. It was good stuff. Real quick, was the Get Down this year?
No.
No. I last two, just real quick, Righteous Gemstones. I know it's not really
I
your
can
guys'
never
thing,
plug
but
into it.
I just
know some
haven't really
people like
given
it.
it much of a try, but yeah, I've heard it. It's good, and you keep talking about it.
They stepped it up big time this season. I mean, maybe not big time, but enough. Like the overarching story kind of gets a pretty satisfying conclusion. Adam Devine's whole thing with like his like closeted homosexuality, and this season he has like this whole discipleship of like really buff dudes who like work out and pray together, and there's a mutiny, and in order to like become the leader again, he has to lift this gigantic Jesus cross on his back. Like it's just over the top, and I love every moment of it.
Between that and Bumper Berlin, Adam Devine had a big year.
I was just gonna say, Randy, I actually watched the rest of Bumper in Berlin when I was
Yeah.
over by Lessa still. It's actually pretty
Yeah.
good.
Oh, it's
Yeah?
a surprisingly good show.
Yeah.
It just every minute I'm watching,
Doesn't
every
really
minute
need
I'm
to
watching,
exist.
and I'm like, why does this exist?
But
yeah,
they bring back the
Franchise.
as far as the we can't have a Pitch Perfect thing without a weird lesbian, like aggressively sexual energy. So let's have
Yeah.
Jamila Jamil fucking sexually harass the what's her name, the songwriter.
yes, yeah.
I want you to
Yeah.
work with me, under me.
I
I think it might be just the German accent, but it comes off real threatening.
Yeah, it does.
Last one, real quick. Did anybody else think about Grand Cru?
Grand
for
Cru's
their
on my list. It's a little ways down, but I love Grand Cru.
Yeah.
Like,
I rewatched
I
Yeah.
super loved
I
it.
rewatched the Paddington "You Can't Get Me to Cry" episode just the other day, and holy shit, I really enjoy that.
What an ensemble that is! It's such a great ensemble cast.
And I think that thing's only going to get better.
Agreed.
Sadly, we're not
Like-
going to get any more. What was the other sitcom with the group of four for Bust Down?
Oh, Bust Down, because
Yeah.
So
Or-
Yeah,
Bust
the
Down
other
was-
new.
Bust Down, or
You
I call it
you said
Get
the
Down.
Get Down. The Bust Down was this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Bust Down. Oh, so that was this
That was
year?
this
Dude,
year.
I totally forgot about Bust
Oh,
Down.
damn.
That should have been on the
Holy
list.
Well, that's
Maybe I
shit,
put
that
that.
That's
show's
just one of
funny.
the I never finished it,
Oh,
and then one of the
fuck.
actors died, and I'm like,
It's
I'm
hilarious.
like,
Yeah,
oh,
and one
I'm
of
just
the.
gonna
I
be
mean, they all wrote on it, so I think.
Randy,
Yeah.
you have to see the last
have
scene.
to finish
the
it.
last
It is-
scene is
Yeah.
so dark and funny.
But
Fuck,
am I not
man,
going to be
that
sad that
yeah,
there's
there's
no
no
more
more.
of it?
It is such a good season. I can't believe I cold forgot about it to put it on my list. Yeah. So much TV
They
this
need to
year.
get Danny
Let me
DeVito
tell
and
you
Right?
how
just keep going.
cool it is, how actually cool it is to be molested.
Like, oh god, when finally like a total stranger back character's like, stop telling
Just
that
stop.
story.
It was blessed, and it is sad.
So,
It is
I
sad.
know this isn't always what we do. Do we have 5 more minutes for me to talk about the worst 10 shows of the year?
Oh, we didn't want to make that a whole separate episode?
No, it's not a thing I want to dedicate a line to, but
Sure.
I would like to. We watch so much TV, and part of the price of that is we will sometimes watch utter shit.
Right.
And I would just like to run down the 10 shows
Yes.
that should not have. So at the very bottom is Welcome to Flatch.
Yeah, that show
I
can suck a
don't
dick.
understand. It's like Reservation Dogs meets Letterkenny meets Why the fuck did you make this show?
The minute it puts those white letters over its fucking barn foreground, I was like, you can go straight to hell.
Yep. There's just above that is How I Met Your Father.
Ugh.
Which God, I mean, not that a remake
Yeah.
was needed anyway, but the way they did it.
Are you
Apparently
ranking
there's a worse
How
one.
Do I Roll above that? Was that this year?
Oh,
How Do I Roll is definitely in
How We
there.
Roll.
oh yeah,
How
that
We Roll is
definitely
definitely
made
in
me
there.
question my position on life, on whether or not it's worth living. So yeah,
Naomi. On
Oh,
CW.
Naomi.
What a-
God, what a trash
Yeah.
fire.
damn it.
What? Yeah. I know I'll get some pushback on this one, but the end game took a really fun premise and character and made me hate it.
I'll give you
I'm
that.
sorry. Where's the suspected pushback?
Yeah, that was
That's the Monica Baccarin.
It's coming from Kyle.
Oh, okay.
that was pretty bad.
Okay, all right.
No, I did not. No,
All
I
right.
did not get into
Okay,
Like the-
all right.
Like it's really. I mean, what's it? The Blacklist is kind of a trashy
Yeah, it's
show,
Blind Spot,
Yeah.
Blacklist.
Mhm.
But it's worse.
but
It's somehow
this is
worse
a
than all of
worse
those.
Blacklist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The Resident Evil show was this.
Oh,
year.
fuck
I didn't
that
watch.
show.
I dodged that bullet.
Yeah.
I was
Fuck
on it down.
that
I
show.
dodged that bullet.
Wow.
Not only was it bad, but it took something that. some
Oh, it
people
just
still
shot
love.
a
Yeah.
bed that had
Well,
no
also
business being
wasting
in.
Lance
Yeah.
Reddick's time when he could be off
Just-
making
Yes.
good stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Just, my God, hey, you gave me Lance Reddick clones and then it's still wasted. Yeah.
Speaking of wasting people's time, Roar, that anthology on Apple Plus.
Bah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All of
that
was
was
bad.
shit.
Was the premise this year?
The premise was not this year.
Okay.
That was another. Outer Range on Prime.
Didn't watch it at all.
It was just slow and boring.
That's the brand. Yeah.
And then Life and Beth.
Oh, God.
Oh, the Amy
Oh,
Schumer
yeah.
one. Fuck.
Yep.
Man, Randy, I actually knowingly forgot about these, and you bringing them up is kind
I
of
was
like
just thinking,
brought them back,
before you
yes.
started, I was like, man, I forgot good shows this year. I definitely don't remember these.
I feel like this is a level of violence upon me. I don't like it.
Wow.
I feel attacked.
Wow.
Don't make me remember these.
All right. Well, then I won't talk about American Auto and Players.
Oh, no. What the fuck was Players?
Oh, Players.
American Auto.
Players, the fucking
The
doc
video
about-
game show.
yeah,
My
video game
God.
one.
Yep.
Oh, I hated that.
Yep. I wanted to give us a few minutes of cathartic. We had to watch these shows, so you people didn't have to,
Ugh.
and you should appreciate us.
Well, next year brings us Community movie and maybe some season 2s of things. Yeah.
Yep. I don't know what all we got coming up, but I'm excited for it. If you didn't listen to last week's, I'll explain the methodology again real quick. Although, what are you doing? It's a free podcast. Listen to both of them. But
I don't really want to listen to the later stuff. I just want to know
I
how
want
it
to hear
ends.
the good stuff. Basically, we all made lists of top 20. We pared it down depending on what was on all 4 of our lists, on 3 of the lists, and on 2 of the lists. And so we're gonna start off here with number 10, that is on 2 lists, and 2 of us haven't seen a minute of it, and that is Chucky.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah, it is.
But not only is it on lists, Kyle or Les, this is your number one show of the year.
It is the
This is
finest
all
thing
on
that's been
y'all.
on like
This is
yeah,
on y'all.
like it is weird in a year of great television that 2022 opened and closed with the finest set of televised hours that have ever been made. Peacemaker and Chucky.
The only reason it's not my number
Wow.
one is because they didn't do a thing with Jennifer Tilly's character's mother.
Yes,
that I think
yes,
they
it had
should
it.
have.
They really should. Yeah, they went. There was one. It's not even really a mister. They went one direction of like, no, there was an opportunity that okay, you're fine, whatever. Let's keep going.
I actually follow Jennifer Tilly on social, and I've been keeping up with the press for this all year. Like, no interest in the show at all, but it all just looks super interesting.
You can tell that she has to be fully on board for. I mean, like it's past.
Make fun of
like
Jennifer Tilly so much.
It's not even like just mocking a celeb or something like that. Like it is
It's
like
vicious.
NPH in Harold and Kumar to the nth degree, like just crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely wild. And then this season they pull talking about shows taking their weirdest moments and then just just running with it as like proudly as they can. The Chucky franchise is all over the place. Like it's always killer dolls, but the first few movies are just 80s, 90s like serial killer movies. Then they get fucking weird with like the Jennifer Tilly Bride of Chucky.
When Bride of Chucky enters, it gets very sexual, and then the next one, Seed of Chucky, it gets very gay.
Like John Waters is a cameo death gay. Like it is sincerely gay. And like rather than try to like go back to like they don't try to reboot the franchise or anything, go back to any kind of roots. Like it's just all of it. Like let's take all of it at once. At this point in the Chucky TV show, Fiona Dourif is playing two characters, one of whom is her dad. Like she plays all the Charles Lee Ray flashbacks, which were Brad Dourif in the original. It's on it like they put a little bit of prosthetics on her, and it is remarkable.
Wow.
Like
It's seamless.
The only thing that gives it away is that Charles Lee Ray now has a slightly better figure. I'm just
Unless
like,
his
wow,
ass always looked that good, and I never
right?
noticed
I'm
before.
pretty sure that Brad Dourif's butt
Which
did not
could
look
be a
quite that good.
possibility. I don't know.
But I haven't really gone back and looked. But yeah, this show is bananas. Like fearless in that good place. Like fuck it, let's just move on and do another crazy thing.
Oh no,
way.
it is full. It's reached American Horror Story level of
Throw it all at the wall.
Fuck.
Yeah. By the time there is a field of impaled Chucky skulls that they find with a Kurtz Chucky bald in the middle of it, crazy as shit.
Doing a Brando impression, and not
yeah, doing
not
yeah,
Brad
not
Dourif
just a Brando
doing a Brando impression. Brad Dourif doing Chucky doing a Brando
impression. Yeah, while he cuts pieces off and eats pieces of the actual fucking actor who was the child in Child's Play, like
Andy. Yep,
Andy, who is back. Everybody's back. They get everybody. This show is nuts, and everybody should watch it if Sci-Fi would only let you. There's fucking dicks about it.
Even they get everybody back, even people that died in the previous season. Devon Sawa.
Oh yeah,
is
it doesn't matter.
now.
Devon Sawa, totally different character.
He reminds you of
Legends
anybody?
of Tomorrow.
Nah, not really.
Yeah, not really.
He makes me a younger Ray, maybe.
I need you all to know that I am probably never going to watch this show, but also that I half think that it may not be, that none of this is happening, and you all are trying to trick me just like you did with Nicolas Cage. You just want me to watch the show so you can tell me gotcha.
Oh my god, I would be so proud to write this.
Long-term stranger than fan fiction? No.
Then again, me and Les every once in a while will be like, you know, it'd be cooler. Would it be really cool if they brought Jennifer Tilly, the her actual character, back entrapped in one of the dolls while her body's being run by the other character.
Like,
and then literally 5 minutes later, that's the exact thing that happens.
Yeah, literally 5 minutes later on screen, you're looking at a giant gold bird cage with the Tiffany doll in it, which is the real Jennifer Tilly, who is signing
checks, like
so that's how the other
identity
one can live. Yes. Oh my god, it's fucking nuts.
All right.
Yeah.
Number nine on the list could not be more different, and that is The Bear over on Hulu. I think this made your list and my list, Les. And this was on a lot.
I almost put it on my list.
This is just.
But you haven't seen a word. You haven't seen it.
This is just fantastic.
I knew that joke wouldn't work twice, though. So
this is just stunningly well done television to me.
Yeah, it's really, really good, and it's shot in a way like it looks like nothing else on TV.
It it
Um,
it gets what's good and terrible about like kitchen and restaurant and family business and
yes,
flashbacks and like it handles everything really well. The opening episode, literally the only thing that I think is stupid is the bear dream thing. Like just ditch that. That's a darling from
yeah,
fucking film school. Quit it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But everything else is like that pilot episode gets so much information across while not letting any character stop and talk. And
yeah.
it is pretty remarkable. Everybody gets a little arc. Like even the other kitchen staff like get their weird little, uh,
Mhm.
not just a going off and doing a thing, but like growing from it or changing as a per or finding their what they really want to do kind of from it. I fucking love this show. I'm so glad it
Well,
got a season
the
two.
thing
I
is,
don't know
like,
what they're gonna do with the season two, given how it
I
ended.
don't either. But also, like, this is such a great, like, it has that sort of Anthony Bourdain.
Mm-hmm.
This is the shit that goes on in the kitchen, along with like this little like sideways like low level mafia crime shit.
Fucking Oliver Platt
Like
showing up.
Oliver Platt as that mobster is great. The bit where they've accidentally spiked the kids'
Oh man,
Kool-Aid
they
and they're all
Xanax a
passing
whole
out.
party of kids. Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of into it.
I was dying.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that they're scared shitless because like they're looking at this low grade mob
Oh,
boss
yeah.
of like, we did kind of Xanax your whole
We
kid's
dosed
birthday
this
party.
kid's party.
And he
Yep.
just looks around and like, yeah, I'm kind of down with that. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm kind
yeah,
of actually
yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah, and Richie is such a great character because he's a fuck up, he's a scumbag, but he does
He's
know
like,
how
yeah,
this
but he's
works better than
your
Carney
fuck up.
does.
Like he's
Yeah,
yeah. And fucking Faz, the I think is their guy that
Yeah.
fixes all their shit. Who's like,
Yes.
there's just even down to their loser characters at the back of the class. Like I enjoyed the shit out of this show. I've watched it twice already, and
Yeah.
it came again. This often weighs this weights the scale a little bit for me. It came out of the blue. I didn't know anything
Yeah.
about this show.
No, me neither.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I think it's one of those that like it's a critic's darling, but I don't know if everybody watched it.
No,
I think it
like,
made a lot of people.
holy shit, is that Lip? Yeah, all right, I'll watch an episode of that.
I
Yeah.
dropped it right before Bernthal showed up, so and I'm a Bernthaholic, so I
Yeah.
probably would have picked it up after that, but I just never went back.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
and he's only the flashbacks, but
Yeah.
like he looms
there's
large, but is
there's
not
a
in
show-
the show.
there's a show in our top 10 that I stopped watching and then went back to because you guys were talking about it and I was glad I went back to it. I would say you should do that for the bear.
Got it.
All right. Last show on that is only two of us. That is number 8, Sandman. Only me and Nick had this on our list.
I honestly, this should have been in my list. I cold forgot it happened because it's been a long year. I think this comes from me not always putting the homework in my TV diaries list, and I went off my TV diaries and realized I
Yeah.
missed some like legit homework that we watched.
Maybe you should become a crazy person and make your best stuff throughout the entire year, like one of the
That
four
will.
of us.
I'm 44. That will never happen.
So this should have been unadaptable. Like Sandman should be
Yeah.
unadaptable to television, and they fucking nailed
It
it.
exists, and I still am honestly. I would. My brain it's kind of like seeing Cobra Kai and being like, oh yeah, that's good. How do I
Yeah.
keep forgetting and then remembering that? And in the same way, like I keep thinking this is unfilmable, and then I remember like, no, but they've done it. Oh fuck, that's right.
The casting is perfect. Kirby Hal Baptiste and Gwendolyn Christie especially, but everybody across the board is great. They managed to tie in the Corinthian and make it an overarching story in a way that I didn't think would work, but really does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like the only gripes I have is that the 24 Hours in the Diner is scarier and more effective in the comic than it is in the show. But it's not that it's bad. It's just that
I
comic was
think
one of the best comics
Nick and
ever
I have
done.
the same gripe, and it literally feels like finding something to be mad about. But
Yeah.
Nick, I'm pretty sure what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt is sounds like
Oh,
Patton
fuck, yeah.
Oswalt. He at once is
Yeah.
perfect. I mean, like he does a great job.
Yeah,
But
it is Patton
also
Oswalt.
but it's distracting.
it's but hey, that's Patton Oswalt. And like it
Yeah.
he's a victim of having gotten too many gigs that I have watched in the last 5 years.
He's not that character's Crow or whatever his name is. He's Patton Oswalt. Like
Yeah.
it's
But
not.
you know what's interesting is two things. One, Patton Oswalt's capable of more than that. We've seen him like Justified.
Mhm.
He can be more than Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
And also B, that doesn't happen with Merv Pumpkinhead, who does not just seem like Mark Hamill. He's Merv Pumpkinhead.
Well, he has an
Yeah.
actual
I mean,
character, and
he has a smaller part, but
I think that something about the performance. I think they told Patton Oswalt to just be himself.
Mhm.
There's no
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like he's. At once, it's good because it doesn't feel fake. It doesn't feel like he's putting on in a character or an impression. But also, it's just it's not, you can't not notice it.
I have to wonder if it was like the intention was to give the audience a character to be in with, that's your character.
I think
like letting
he's
Patton
POV
Oswalt
character.
be himself. It does feel very like friendly and like, oh, I know that guy. This is a world of weird, and I know that guy.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be a human that kind of was a piece of shit in the life beforehand and had like a past, and I never feel that. I never feel like
he's always
he's Patton
like
Oswalt,
semi-omniscient narrator.
yeah, I agree. The tag on at the end of the Dream of Cats and the Calliope episodes was like the cherry on the sundae.
Yeah,
that was suddenly we saw Dream more dangerous than he's been. Like,
dude, the Calliope episode scared the ever living fuck out of me.
That was amazing.
It was so good.
It was handled so well. That's one of the greatest stories in that whole series.
Do not cross Dream. Do not cross him.
And then the fucking Dream of Cats is one of my favorite things Neil Gaiman's ever written. And they did it, like the animation and the voice acting. It's so good.
Yep.
Down to the chomp at the end. Like, it's just
Well, and this was wildly popular, and there was a lot of Sturm und Drang about whether or not Netflix was going to renew it. It was so expensive, and I'm glad that they did.
Honestly, I don't know if it was a planned social media thing to start the rumor of like, it's wildly popular, but I don't know if Netflix is going to renew it like the week it dropped or like week after it dropped, but it fucking worked. Like the whole internet just like literally screamed in unison.
No, Neil Gaiman knew what he was doing.
Yeah. It was literally you renew this or we riot.
And like I love that
we've only had Sandman for a day, but if anything ever happened to it, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Right. I feel like Neil Gaiman is maybe like really, really internet savvy and just getting away with this Hugh Grant like harumphing like, oh, did I break the internet that day and do it exactly right? Oops, how would I know? Like, it's just fucking perfect. I feel like it got themselves renewed on the strength of just playing the internet perfectly.
Yep, for sure. All right, we are now into the shows that at least 3 of us had on our list, and I think most of the time 4 of us would have in a later year. And number 7 coming in from Paramount Plus is The Offer, the semi-true story of the making of The Godfather.
Yes.
Wow.
So I don't always love these sort of self-indulgent look at the Hollywood story things, and I don't love The Godfather. Goodfellas is my favorite mafia movie. Godfather's not even close. But Godfather's a great movie. It's just I've only seen it once. I've seen it once. I've literally seen it one time.
It is hard to block out an entire day to watch like that fucking long movie.
Yeah.
I've seen 2 once as well, yes. But, and also this, like, Miles Teller, what has Miles Teller ever done?
Oh, you didn't like him in that Fantastic Four movie no one saw?
They invite him to the party in Project X.
Oh, he was also in that Divergent series that no one saw.
Yep.
That was a show.
I feel like you're making a point for me.
Oh shit!
But like,
wait a second, what has he been in now?
Yeah, I'm looking at his rundown.
Whiplash.
It's not great. Whiplash was his big thing.
Yeah.
He was in Top Gun Maverick right before.
That is still my favorite story out of that whole thing is Miles Teller getting fucking jet fuel poisoning.
But this is so good.
Yeah.
And like I stopped watching it, and then you guys kept talking about it. I went back to it and binged it, and I was like, oh man, this is a great show.
Yeah, I've gone back and rewatched like the first couple of episodes before Nick and I went and shot Henshin and had a very like yeah, it's that dumb and important and weird.
This thing went up in my rankings after the last 2 weeks
after the
shooting.
I get that.
Of like, oh shit, this is the dumb problems you have to face, but they're super important to you and specifically no one else.
And there's like a weird time clock on it. Yeah.
Yeah. And also Ribisi just
Ribisi is the mobster.
Has he been waiting his whole career to play a mobster? Because damn, it's perfect.
Wow, Joe Colombo.
Yeah, you were saying, Kyle, the cast is phenomenal.
No, if you would have told me that they cast this to be a film and then they just convinced everybody we're going to make this a mini series, like
Yeah.
I'd believe you because
Yeah.
this is a movie, like a cast of movie
No,
stars.
it's
Yeah,
Juno
Giovanni Ribisi,
Temple.
Colin Hanks, Juno Temple, Matthew Good.
Yeah, fucking
Matthew
Keeley.
Good, another Matthew Good.
Oh,
like
man.
your two
Mhm.
leads here are the guy who was the most boring thing about Watchmen and the guy who was the most boring thing about that shitty Fantastic Four movie, and
Mhm.
somehow it worked.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, Matthew Good is like, I think went method and
Oh,
just did the
Bubby.
cocaine to give himself that nasal
Oh my
weird.
God.
I think he just did the amount of coke necessary to be Bob
Yeah.
Evans.
Well, think about, you see, it's about water. You see, it's about water.
Also,
Mhm.
Colin Hanks, credit to Colin Hanks because
For playing
Colin
the character
Hanks
no
has
one
made
likes.
a career of playing likable. I mean, he's like his dad. He plays likable dudes.
Yeah.
Except for when he played a serial killer. But Barry Lapidus is such a shit the whole time. It's amazing.
And,
just
yeah,
gets
and
shit on
I
by
love that the show
everybody.
finds a way to find value in him being a shit. Like they don't have Barry learn to be a different person. Like that's never going to happen. But but like there comes to be this like grudging respect for the usefulness of the other person between him and Bob that I was like, wow, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Well, it's his idea
Yeah.
to release it, like to buy out theaters and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and make it a big event.
And fucking Gorn Berman, I think is his name, from Pacific Rim is the only thing I really knew him from before this.
Yes.
Also, go look him up on YouTube. He's a beatboxing champion, and it's just hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Burn Gorman is great here.
And he is so good as Charlie, this crazy Austrian that runs Gulf Western. Holy fuck.
His relationship with Juno Temple is so amazingly great.
It's the best thing.
It's really good and it's very layered. Yeah.
It's good and it doesn't you wait in the entire time for it to get to sexual and creepy, and it never does. He respects
it never
her.
does. He never makes a move. I kept waiting for it.
Right.
Kyle, you know that show that you love that changes premises every year? Daniel Radcliffe, isn't it, I think, or is it Elijah Wood?
Oh yeah, Miracle Workers.
Miracle Workers. I want The Offer to be like Miracle Workers, and I want this entire cast to do stories of making of other movies.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, dude, give me
yes.
documentary now, but for but for making movies that made us.
Give me turn this into an anthology and make this cast
Yeah.
again because
Give
man,
me the
Oh,
making
that'd be
of
so
Friday the
good.
13th or the making of Halloween.
oh man.
Oh god, the making of Twilight Zone is going to be so sad.
Number 6 on the list, and I believe this is another one that's on 2 lists, or no, 3 lists, and would have been on 4 because I think it maybe got forgotten. Atlanta, which by the way had seasons 3 and 4 this year.
That's right.
I was wondering about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It disappeared for like 5 years, and then it came back with. I know that some people were not into season 3, and I loved every episode of this series.
Yeah, the only reason it didn't rank high, I just haven't finished it out. Like they're each amazing episodes,
Same.
like every one of them.
It's got a note perfect finale. I don't want to spoil anything, but man, is that finale perfect.
I think people didn't like the latest season because they do a lot of episodes where it's not the main cast, or they feel like just middle fingers to the audience. And I was like, oh, that feels very on brand for Atlanta to me.
It
Yeah.
felt right on. Yeah,
Like,
Those are my favorite
I don't
episodes.
know. I don't know
love
what
those
show
where,
you've
like,
been
they-
watching, but this feels very of a piece.
Yeah,
The loop episode with the Cancel Club and shit was outright was
Mhm.
like funny and weird and scary.
Scary.
Like,
Like
yeah.
it was,
yeah.
and that they
Yeah.
end up out of the closet where fucking Paperboy is, and that fucking
Yes, yeah. Well, the big payback episode, which none of the main cast is in, but the one about reparations.
Oh god, yeah.
It's like a weird Jordan Peele horror movie. It's so
When
good.
the dude's wearing the shirt at work. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, like the stuff about them was all good, but like the stuff without them was always entertaining. And then season 4, we got, if nothing, the Goofy movie alone. That Goofy movie episode alone puts this in the top 5. Like
That was a great week for the internet when that came out.
oh yeah. Oh man. That was just fantastic. So yeah, Atlanta finished strong. I don't think it never got the due that it should have. It was one of the best shows on television, and I think it never quite got its due.
It has a lot of trouble, I feel like, in the current climate of so much good TV, because it's one of those shows that's just always been kind of stamped as like, oh yeah, it's good. Like, oh, I'll definitely watch it when I get around to it.
Right.
As opposed to something that like maybe has a shitty season, loses a bunch of people, and then you hear, "Oh no, it's good again. You got to come back."
Right.
Like, kind of, this was never bad, so I feel like people just always take it for granted and put it on the back burner.
Consistency may be one of its issues. I don't disagree. I think that's possible. All right, we're going to our top 5, and the top 5 is the top 5 we all agree on. We may not agree on the placement of them all, but we all put these in our top 20 somewhere. This is number 5, and this is our biggest cheater pick ever. This is, and I did this previous years too. I'm just going to keep doing it. All the Marvel shows. All the Marvel shows.
It's either we do that or they're going to take up half the goddamn list.
Yeah, but I think in order, I think Miss Marvel is at the bottom of the list for I think all of us.
I would actually put it.
Miss Marvel.
I'd put it over Moon Knight.
I would put it over Moon Knight.
Okay.
I just forgot it was this year.
So that's interesting because I also would have put it over Moon Knight, but y'all didn't have it on your list. So yeah, I guess just
I just forgot that Marvel did so much shit this year.
Yeah. So Moon Knight is at the bottom of the list, and it is by no means because it's bad.
No, it's really fucking good. Awesome. I really liked it. It's just that Miss Marvel made me feel like, oh my god, this is a new. It gave me that Spider-Man feeling at the end of it. You know what I mean,
when done right, Miss Marvel should be Spider-Man, and they nailed it.
Yeah, yes. on the like, look at the volume of CW shows that I love versus like, I mean, I like a lot of the Marvel shows, but they don't all make my heart warm up and grow 3 sizes.
Yeah.
And Miss Marvel did in a way that that I loved Moon Knight, but it felt like like, yes, you are technically appeasing the 8-year-old in me. No, that sounds disgusting. Don't phrase that way.
Ooh. Yeah, Miss Marvel has that tearjerker ending at the end.
Yeah.
It gets me every time I've watched it. It's got that perfect.
Mutants.
Oh, also the casual drop of like, oh yeah, she's a mutant, whatever.
Yep. Yeah. And then there are the 2 specials.
I dropped those off my list because I don't know whether they're movies, but they're not quite TV. But they were the best things Marvel has done in years for me.
They're
oh
the
my
best,
fucking
but they're cheating.
God.
Like they have to be so good for 40 minutes and don't have to like.
Because like I would go and grab Kevin by the sides of the camera mount and shake the cap off of that thing like. I want more Werewolf by Night immediately, but also that's entirely a theoretical show. I don't know how it would be. Yeah, but I do want to see that special presentation intro 4 times a year.
Sure. Yeah, me too.
For the rest of my fucking life.
Here's the thing: you guys are saying that they're playing with it because all they have to do is 40 minutes, but they have to do all that in 40 minutes. Like I don't think it's an advantage.
I love Werewolf by Night so much.
Mm-hmm.
Randy, as someone who has created, no big deal, but we. A lot of where things fall down is they feel like they have to fill time.
Yeah.
And that's what slows down a lot of shows. Even shows we love have like
a 7th inning stretch every Netflix
because
series.
they feel like they have to have 7 episodes or whatever the model number is of that particular time.
Right.
Werewolf by Night has to cut down to its bare like just the best bits.
Fair. Yeah. And it did.
And it does. Now it's amazing.
So let me ask you guys a question though. Between Werewolf by Night and Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Oh, Werewolf by Night.
Hard. That's so Werewolf hard though.
Night. I have a Shorzy crush on Helen. Yeah.
I think Guardians has the better ending, which means they have the better full circle story.
Yeah.
But I think Werewolf by Night does more in terms of introducing us to this new format, being visually stunning, and being just as good story-wise without just that killer ending that kind of brings it all together.
It's more ambitious.
Counterpoint, Guardians of the Galaxy has 2 songs by the old 97s.
Also, but as to what it is, I will be watching the Guardians Christmas special every year. It is
I've watched it every week. I've watched it every week this month.
It's an actually good Christmas special.
Yeah.
It has the right message. It furthers the plot. The idea, another thing that it shouldn't work, it's so fucking on the nose and actually kind of dumb, is oh, well, I'm your sister. Oh, that's the best Christmas present you could have given me.
Yeah.
I should gag at that. Like, that shouldn't work.
Mm-mm.
And yet...
and Kevin Bacon delivers the line, "Honey, I'm going to be a little late. There's some people here that got to learn about Christmas." It's so cheesy and it's so fucking.
And he's
perfect.
Just calling Kira Sedgwick, no big deal. Just
from space. Kira Sedgwick. I love that Kira Sedgwick's voice is in this show. Like, well, people aren't gonna really understand it's Kevin Bacon and not
right. That was going to be the issue.
Kira Sedgwick's got to talk to him. I'm like, okay, sure, yeah. People know about Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick. Sure. Yeah, I've watched it, and every time I watch it, I like it more. I love Werewolf by Night, and I thought they did a phenomenal job with it. But between the two, that was my favorite. But they're both just flawless TV. Just I can't wait for more.
Yeah, don't make me pick.
But the best thing Marvel put on TV for me this year, the best thing Marvel put on any screen this year was She-Hulk.
She-Hulk is so fucking good.
Because
I want like webisodes of every side character. I want a
Pug.
Yeah.
Give me a webisode of Nikki and Pug buying tennis shoes.
In a show where I watched like half the internet bitch endlessly about like, but it's a stupid lawyer show. Why isn't it a hero show? Like I found myself going, are you kidding me? They could have doubled down on both sides of this. Like, sure, more hero stuff would have been fun, but I'm telling you, I want a pure goddamn lawyer show out of this. It's hilarious. I want fucking Harvey Birdman.
I just went through and rewatched WandaVision. And WandaVision was the first attempt at doing sort of comedy mixed with superheroes. And She-Hulk is 10 times better at it. It's funnier. It's funny. It's a funny show. It's every week I cracked up laughing at it.
And not in like Marvel movies are very funny. They undercut everything with a joke every 20 minutes to keep it to a level, like the level they're comfortable at. This is an actual comedy, and it's really working. And also bringing us the best character to ever be introduced to the MCU, Madison, with a Y, but you don't know where you think.
And fucking Wongers.
Oh man,
Wongers.
Their use of Wong, their reinvention of the Abomination.
Yes,
Daredevil. You got to have so much fun.
Chemistry between fucking
Tatiana
Maslany and what's his name is Murdoch.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox.
When he drops out of the sky in broad daylight.
Where did he come from?
What happened? Yeah,
they're in a suburb. There's no buildings.
What's going to be great is when Charlie Cox starts fucking his way through the Marvel universe and fans get to be like, oh, wait, but he's also, he slept with this person too?
Yeah,
like,
Daredevil's canonically slutty.
I felt like point for point, most of the complaints about this all season were like, I kept wanting to go like, have you read a She-Hulk comic? Like, she's kind of canonically gets it. Like, She-Hulk fucks.
I knew we were in for something special when they cast Tatiana Maslany, because she's a level of acting that they don't usually have. I mean, not that Marvel's bad at casting by any means.
No, but after Orphan
one
Black,
of their strongest suits.
She's got all the ranges.
Yeah, she can play anything.
Anything.
And she did.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's been on the bench for a while. They've probably, like, you always hear those stories about, I had a meeting with Kevin Feige in 2010. And we're doing it now.
Yeah, well, I agree.
She was hot during Orphan Black. I'm sure that's when the first meetings happened, and was like, I'm sure Marvel has a list of people that have not blown up yet, that don't cost a lot of money, that they just keep on the list of like, okay, when do we need them? All right, this now.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Well, what's it? Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who's going to play Wonder Man. Like, he's already been in Watchmen. He's already been Black Manta. But everyone's going to know his name after he plays Wonder Man.
No, Randy, there are not. That does not make movie stars. They will know Wonder Man, but they won't know him.
Oh, right. Thank you. Was it that? Is that Scorsese who said that?
No,
it was Anthony Mackie and Tarantino, and
a bunch of old white men being real bitter about
except for
fucking
Mackie.
And Anthony Mackie.
Okay,
who's just his ego was.
I'm sorry,
cashing checks.
Captain America. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sorry, Chris Evers.
Edwards.
Edwards.
Yeah. So,
whatever.
I'm noticing that our top 5, that 3 of them are superhero shows.
What? Shock.
I refuse to admit bias on this podcast. We are even-handed with all dramas, and
that brings us to number 4, Harley Quinn on HBO Max. Season 3.
Oh, so you're telling me DC has already beaten Marvel?
Well, technically DC is ahead of Marvel on both these, yes. So yeah.
Well, because DC, it used to be no contest TV shows. It had better just because they existed.
Yeah.
And what was Marvel doing? Fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and fucking
Marvel's
Runaways,
was
Cloak
not
and
keeping up.
Dagger, whatever. No, DC used to run shop on Marvel in this sector.
Both these DC shows are James Gunn involved.
Yeah,
in their own way. Harley Quinn's not purely Gunn, but the other one
Gunn's in it,
is.
But he's in it.
James Gunn.
Now the whole time
Season
She-Hulk
3,
was on, and people were bitching about like, oh, I can't believe like what's such woke culture to make it like what's super like making a Hulk look like a bitch. And I'm like, okay, is no one watching Harley Quinn where they are basically destroying Batman's
This
character?
season they did what broke the internet last year. Like they did the Batman eats pussy episode.
Yeah, no, that they told some executive told the guys like Batman doesn't eat pussy, and like, oh, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't,
guess
does he?
what?
Well, cool. Then we will just insert like basically like pin the tail on the donkey level feet in the shot, and we're just gonna make him completely inept at giving foot massages. Which is like it's not even worth my time.
They didn't change the dialogue. They don't even change like the
No.
foot. They don't say foot massage. They just say, "Do you want me to keep going?" It's not worth it.
Yeah, they're just gonna show us that Catwoman owns that relationship. But they also like this show, just like the best comedies, it gets sincere. Like when Harley Quinn becomes Bruce Wayne's therapist in his head, and when Batman accidentally causes the zombie apocalypse
Because of the parent thing, that is fantastic.
Well, it's one of those things where honestly, it's weird that this comedy is doing it, but someone's actually sitting down Bruce Wayne and doing what they should have done a long time ago, and really talking through
and
some
it's
of
the
this.
Villains that are like, have you really never talked to anybody about this? Jesus Christ, where is Alfred? I'm gonna ring that mother.
Yeah.
Was this the season that did the Joker full musical too? Was that the same, or the musical intro and all that shit? Was that last year?
Yes, for Joker for Mayor. Joker for
Yes.
Like,
that
Mayor
was this
Joker
year.
That was
this
this
year.
season, wasn't it?
Wait until they get a load of us.
Yeah, the Joker, they make the Joker likable in a way where I'm like, man, I buy this.
When
I
they do
get it.
the cold open of like, oh my gosh, am I late to host the thing? And he's in the middle of beating Jason Todd to death.
Yes.
So dark.
And like oh god,
So
I fucking lost it.
This show should not work for me because they are mercilessly beating up Jim Gordon, Batman.
Oh fuck,
Nightwing,
man, I forgot about Gordon. Jesus
and they're making
Christ.
them all just ridiculous, and yet I love every minute.
It's not like Lower Decks either, where it's like a heart of gold.
No.
Like, this is fucking mean.
No, I should hate this.
That said, though, it is done with love.
Yeah,
you can tell they're having fun with it, but they love these characters.
No, they did a whole joke with Codpiece.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Well, and they know their shit. Like you can tell when someone's making jokes, and if it's someone like Zack Snyder, you can tell it's like this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah,
he's some outsider making fun of it. But no, these are the same nerds. We've all had these kind of conversations where we make fun of shit. We're like, this would be hilarious, and then these guys went and fucking did it.
Oh man, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm with Nick. The only thing wrong with this show is that it needs a lot more of Ron Funches as King Shark.
More King Shark.
Not just King Shark.
That.
I want Funches as King Shark. Like Stallone was great in the whatever the fuck movie Suicide, but Ron Funches is King Shark.
Good.
He owns that shit.
All the voice casting in this is like top notch.
Yeah. No, Ron Funches.
Clayface.
We need more King Shark, and honestly, we need a fucking Bane spinoff.
Oh God. God, him and that. Is it a pasta maker?
Pasta maker. The whole season. This whole season. That's been his thing.
My arc.
I mean, and the previous seasons he had a vendetta against the coffee shop because they got his name wrong.
Like, the streets will run red with Razzie Sazzy.
I want Curb Your Enthusiasm with Bane. That's what I want.
We should at least get an episode of that, like all Bane episodes.
Also, where the relationship stuff with Ivy and Harley Quinn, like you think that, oh well, now that they're together, is it gonna like? No, they actually go through a lot of cool relationship stuff and establishing what their relationship is, and they don't do the dumb like breakup at the end of this season because they got together at the end of the last season.
And I was worried they were going to, but they didn't do it.
Yeah. And the last bit of like Harley kind of accepting that like, no, I'm not a hero, but I do what I want, and sometimes that's not the worst thing. And like when she jumps off the building with the Bat family, like that was a great moment of like they all just leap off the edge of the building, and she's like, I don't think I ever put together how crazy you three fucks are.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk number 3, sorry. Number 3, The After Party on Apple Plus. This is another one. As much as Atlanta got forgotten, I think a bunch of people didn't even see this show.
Yeah. I think it was a victim of Apple Plus not really. They did not promote this the same way they did Ted Lasso and Mythic Quest.
It's so good.
Yeah.
They released it over a year after their service started, which meant everybody's free trials had run out.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
And this was this was legitimately great. Like, it's a Rashomon story with a great cast, a fucking killer musical episode.
Yes.
And like, I mean, even a wonderful intro. Like, you slowly realize over the season what you've been looking at,
Yeah.
and like what everything is, and it's just wonderful. Every episode was fucking great,
and it's great on the rewatch. You can go back
It
and
was.
like
it
Oh,
really
yeah.
is well
It holds-
seated. It's just
It holds together.
yeah, like Nick and I watch a lot of things where the reach exceeds the grasp, and like things are twice as clever as that, trying to be twice as clever as they end up. The after party is as clever as it thinks it is. It's fucking great. I really enjoyed the Agatha Christie goofy mystery of it all. Tiffany Haddish is hilarious. The show stealer for me though is the deputy. I'm blanking on that actor's name, but oh my god,
man, she fucks him over constantly.
John Early.
that
God,
guy,
he steals this.
He makes me want to see Search Party, which I never liked, but I know that was like a big thing he was in. He does a lot of voice acting, actually, as I look at it. He's done stuff for Robot Chicken. He was on Killing It. He was on an episode of Killing It. He did the Flash on DC's League of Super Pets.
Oh.
He did a voice in Archer. He's the voice in Central Park. He's a voice on Rick and Morty. Voice on The Great North. Like he's a voice actor, but he's
in that circle of comics.
But also Sam Richardson gets funnier every time I see him. Like,
God damn
his
it.
bit in Ted Lasso was great.
Yep.
His thing in Werewolves Within was great. Loved him in Veep, but he was so good as Anik, the lead of this piece.
Yeah.
He is a movie star.
Yeah.
He
for sure.
He can carry something. Like he showed that with this.
Yep.
A lot of this holds together on him being the central character to really be empathetic with and it works. Like you said, the musical episode is like has good numbers for like no reason.
Yeah.
Like you realize these don't have to be good, right?
Yep.
It could be funny and they're bad.
Ike Barinholtz kills it in his especially his Spotlight episode.
Oh yeah.
As Brett. I don't know where else I know Zoe Chow from, but she's just a winning like lead in this that I really
She's
so
charming.
Her chemistry with Anik. She had it.
She was she stole the show in that Anna Kendrick was it Love Life?
Shit, yeah, that's right. She's the best friend in Love Life.
That performance was
you're right.
Chef's kiss.
Completely different character here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dave Franco playing the biggest douchebag in the world.
He's so good as I love that he's the victim and yet fucking he's in every episode and kills it.
Yeah, and yep.
And his thing about hungry hippos is never not funny. Like
these hippos are really hungry.
Randy, how hungry?
hungry.
Yeah, I love this show.
Yeah, super fun. I don't know that we'll get another season. I feel like it's that. I don't know what you would do.
I think that it'd have to be an anthology or something.
It'd have to be an anthology and have to use other characters, and the cast is like the main.
Yeah, no way you get
draws.
the whole cast together again. Too good.
I mean, if it was me, I would get the characters together. Those actors, I should say, play different characters at a different party and never address it.
So this is an article I just found. They Will Greenberg and John Gemberling have joined the cast. I don't know who that is. Sam Richardson, Tiffany Haddish, and Zoe Chow are all going to be in the second season.
Oh,
cool.
So they're doing new characters, but some of the same.
Those would be my top three, probably.
So,
and then John Ralphio.
They did tease Tiffany Haddish was like, "Oh, you're pretty good with puzzles. Let me if you ever want to help out the LAPD or whatever the fuck they are." Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do, but that's interesting.
I bet you they have another thing. It'll remind Tiffany Haddish of that party, and they'll bring in Anik, and they'll have a connection to it that they don't know about. Like that'll be a whole episode of like, actually, I knew this guy from before.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, our number 2 show, which again, this easily could have been number 1. Find me a flaw. What We Do in the Shadows on Hulu.
There is no flaw.
There's no flaw.
Not this season.
The story of young Colin Robinson alone.
I would say all of that was amazing. The entire build-up,
flooded basement,
the build-up of the house hunters, of the house flippers joke.
Oh, the house
that they build that all season of him really watching the show.
It's what's crazy is that it's so funny, even just when it's a show that they're watching, without any realization that it's gonna build to this thing.
Yeah, the bit
Mhm.
works before the one-off episode, which then actually has ramifications. Like, oh my god,
And
it's
then
fucking hilarious.
that episode is funny even before the Nick Kroll reveal.
Yeah,
And
Yes.
it just gets
Yep.
better and better.
yeah.
And
The
Laszlo's
Sklar brothers.
hypnotize his genie and his
Brother.
hypnotized wife,
Yes.
like that whole thing,
Yeah.
killer throughout, like everything, and the club, everything about the club.
The fucking blood
And
now
showers.
the
Blood
sprinklers work.
sprinklers.
The wraiths, like all the bits with the wraiths trying to repair shit.
Donald Logue was this season, right? Or was that previous season that Donald Logue playing himself?
Previous season.
It was the
Okay,
previous
that's the
one.
previous
Yeah.
season. Okay, all right, man.
God, this show is fucking great. This one's where
No,
they
this is the one that
they
had
brain scramble.
Sofia Coppola and Jim Jarmusch.
Yes, they just get
and,
murdered.
yeah. I forget who the third one was.
And they've also got when they're trying to get young Colin Robinson into a good school, and they just brain scramble the living shit out of that dean.
yeah.
Like he dies from it.
No, they have an aneurysm the
Yeah.
day after because they
And,
brain
like,
scrambling him.
I
Like,
just love
3,000
Guillermo.
times.
Like, well, why don't we just have it? Also, God, Guillermo's whole thing with like the schmuck kid that's now a vampire.
Yeah.
And
and coming out as gay to his family, like they're way more freaked out that he's working with vampires.
the
than
whole
he's gay.
episode that
family-
reveals that, like, of course, his whole family is also of the bloodline.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, like, they're all just preternaturally gifted vampire killers. Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Oh, the gym with like all the people who are trying to like unvampire
Was that this
themselves.
season?
Yeah,
That was not
Previous.
this season.
That was previous season, but
That was
yes,
previous
yeah.
season. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Yep,
Oh, okay.
yep.
Oh God, when she
Yeah.
just burns them all on the roof and like, well, let's start another thing.
Yep.
Tearing their fangs out and shit. Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah,
this one was
bad.
the one with the Jinn, where he
Oh, he
Nandar
goes
keeps
to the gym.
the genie, or Nandar
Jinn.
keeps wishing for a million fucking things.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
And-
it. And,
and,
he has his wife for a bit.
Yeah, is it not?
How many wishes do I have left? Do you want to wish for how to know I'm that?
to
No.
know that?
God damn
No, damn it. I just him
Him
clicking that pin and taking down little. Oh, it's so good. That's got to be one of my favorite ways to represent a
Yeah.
genie I've ever seen. It's just so
Yeah,
slick.
it was great.
the working out the penis wish, like all the other wishes are spot on impulses, like no thought put into them. The penis
Yep.
wish
No.
is thought out for an entire episode.
No, it is some
Yeah.
Johnny Thunder shit. Like they got to really think it through.
And then like the Jinn is like, what they're doing is I was gonna like do like a monkey's paw wish to give him, like, you know, a penis that would let him.
Oh
not
no, he's
walk or
right. I was going to
something.
give him a whale penis.
What they're doing is correct. It's just annoying.
I loved it.
All right. Our number one show of 2022 on HBO Max, Peacemaker.
Ta-da!
I still have that on my like viewers list. I probably hear you want to taste it once a day.
It has
that when that opening came on, I think my eyes probably went all like Roger Rabbit Wolf, like what the fuck? This show is going to be perfect.
it really does signal to you, oh, this is going to be good.
Oh, this is going to be good. Yeah.
It
Yep.
has, seriously, just for the opening alone, it's in the top 10 openings of all television.
Absolutely.
Eagerly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eagerly.
From the opening on, I saw that eagle give him a hug. No, you didn't. Bullshit.
So I would like to make a petition that James Gunn be the only director allowed to work with wrestlers and MMA fighters.
Yeah, I think
Because-
so.
Fucking
Yeah, I
John
guess he's got the
Cena
magic.
has range here. Yeah, he's got the magic touch. Because look what he's done with
Yeah.
Dave
Well,
Bautista.
I also think John Cena is inherently funny.
Yeah,
He is,
and
he's good,
getting
but this-
better and better.
That's the thing. When they work, it's not that Cena's bad, and it's not that Batista's
Some
bad.
people
But
don't know how to.
when they work with Gunn,
Know how to utilize him.
they make them better.
They make magic.
Because since then Batista's been in Blade Runner 2049, and he's been in
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. He's been in Glass
I'm
Onion.
so excited
Like,
to
he's-
see him in Glass Onion.
He's got. I think basically James Gunn is the guy who teaches these fucking wrestlers and MMA fighters to be actors.
Sure.
Because John Cena is great here, and he'll get better in other things.
Yeah. Oh God, it's hilarious when he from the opening episode when he's rocking out to "I Don't Love You Anymore"
Yes.
with and grabs a fucking Hitachi wand
Yep.
as the mic. Yeah,
Adrian Chase. We got
Oh,
the
God.
the guy from Pitch Perfect and Harry Potter.
Vigilante just
Fucking
steals it. I can't.
steals
And
everything.
props to Gunn. I mean, people want to give Gunn shit for like the change of the guard for Superman and all this stuff, but he is not scared to make the change he needs to make, and he's usually right, because they shot like at least 2 episodes, maybe 5. They shot several episodes with another vigilante actor.
Another one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine anyone else in this role.
Amicably just wasn't working.
Let
me ask you a question, filmmakers. Let's say you're in that spot, right, where you're watching the footage and you're like, okay, this sucks.
I love Eric
It's
Stoltz,
not going to
he's
work.
not Marty McFly. Fuck.
Yeah.
To change out an actor is not a small
You're starting
decision.
over.
Right. Yeah.
You can salvage.
I
can
mean,
salvage some stuff, but almost everything you have to be willing to eat days of production and just say that was a waste.
It was a moment of like, well, Vigilante's story will still work, but it's just not funny. So we're just going to lose this whole thread of hilarity. And is it worth? And like, nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know what?
Yeah, it might have been fine, but it would not have been the best show.
I have to wonder if they had did they decide of like a money line in the sand of like, all right, past 4 episodes of production, and we're stuck with the horse we're on.
Yeah. They also everybody in that team. Daniel Brooks playing Adebayo, Jennifer Holland playing Amelia Harcourt.
Awesome.
She's great.
Yeah.
Clemson Murray, the Chukwudi Uji. What a great arc that is.
Oh,
and the reveals of what he is.
Yes.
That reveals, because it's
really
hilarious
compelling.
before the reveal, and then it becomes really compelling. Yeah. All of it, all the way down to the fucking use of I mean, including Black Adam in this, the best Snyder Justice League cameo that happened this year was not.
Oh my God, yes.
I mean, I'm happy that Black Adam actually gave Cavill a fully saturated super suit, but this nailed it. But you do fuck fish. Shut up. I'm just saying it.
But you do, right?
But you do, though, right?
We may or may not have worked a fucking fish joke into Henshin. So you
Robert Patrick as the racist white dragon.
Oh my God,
again,
dude.
perfect.
They made that stupid fucking suit from the comics. Exactly.
Why does the why did they slavishly recreate the white dragon suit?
There was no need for that,
no
and
reason.
yet I loved them for it.
I know.
All the Peacemaker helmets and that joke fucking worked. That worked so well for me. Like, why would it give me scabies to build character? Coward.
That's right. They have so much extra comedy. They have little extra inserts of things that just didn't make the cut in the credits. And they're hilarious.
Oh man.
Oh, and the gorilla. The gorilla lead. The lead up to it. There's hints throughout the first couple episodes. Oh man.
Yep. And their threat was really good. The whole thing they were doing with them, that was a really well done story. Like this retroactively made me like the Suicide Squad better.
Yeah. I can see that.
It's weird because the Suicide Squad is not as good as the show.
No,
it's nowhere.
I don't know why.
No, it makes me want Gunn to do. I realized it during the Peacemaker thing of like, I felt like the last Guardians movie was overlong with too much slow mo. Suicide Squad had issues. Apparently, I really want James Gunn to do television. Yeah, but we'll see if what I really wanted was him to be CEO.
I need a producer to tell James Gunn to not do stuff. I think.
Yeah,
because that first Guardians movies is still one of their best movies.
Yeah.
But once he gets power, it seems like he can't help but gun himself into.
Let's see. I believe you just said today that there will be no studio influence, because they are the studio.
I think that Gunn is going to be exactly what DC needs.
I think so too.
You need someone with that swagger, and you need someone who cares about it.
I think DC's failures will now be more interesting.
Yes.
I am not on this train of thinking Gunn's going to fix shit.
I don't think there's a way to fix DC. I think like DC Comics, they will reboot in 2 years or 3 years.
That's the thing. I think if DC doesn't work, it's going to be because Gunn gets replaced by short-sighted WB executives.
But in the same way that like X-Men movie timeline should be a complete mess because that's the most comic accurate thing you could do for the X-Men. In the same way, like DC Comics reboots every 5 to 8 years, I feel like, whether they need it or not. I mean, Randy, you own a comic shop. Like, how many fucking New 52 rebirth bullshits have we all lived through?
But every once in a while, those reboots,
they don't do a
good
crossover.
things.
They rewrite the fucking thing. So
yeah, they literally changed it again this week.
Yeah. So like this actually feels like we just announced that Henry Cavill's going to be change of the guard.
I think they've rebooted 5 times since I've owned a comic.
What's the meme that goes around of postponing the Dungeons and Dragons movie is actually the most D&D flex you could do, and that's how I feel about the James Gunn reboot of DC. Like that's the most DC flex Warner Brothers could do. Of like, we get it, we understand our property.
But maybe it'll be good for like 5 years
right?
until they reboot it again.
Well, I'm just waiting for
Crisis
one of these times
CEOs.
to be good, because like at least the DC at least they've had a success rate of like, well, every once in a while these things produce good things.
Yeah, no, we've been on like Earth 7 or 8 for a while. Like I'd like to get down to at least Earth 2.
Yeah,
like something close to the characters.
Something, something kind of. I will take Power Man or whatever the fuck his name is.
I'll be real, with Gunn on board, I really want some of the goofier like Justice League International dumb shit. I want a Gnort fucking Lantern movie.
I want a Legion
That's
of
a
Superheroes.
good question. Does he just pull obscure characters, or is he forced to like?
He said
make films with the mainline
he said
characters.
The Justice League Unlimited cartoon is his blueprint for what he wants to do.
Oh hell yeah!
It's
with some Young Justice peppered in,
and with some Young Justice thrown in. Like that's
if he gives me
sign.
Booster Gold and Blue Beetle into a movie together, I will.
Oh, there's no way that James Gunn is not going to do Blue Gold.
Come on.
Gold. That is so in his wheelhouse.
You know they've already started pre-production on Blue Beetle.
Yeah, but it's
the kid from Cobra Kai.
That's a different Blue Beetle. That's a different Blue Beetle.
No, we're thinking Ted Kord.
You can't tell me that Gunn didn't have a notebook and he's like, on the first page is like blue and gold.
Blue and gold, come on.
You that's what he's going to do. So, yeah. Well, that was a bit of a diversion for us. Talk about, but it
was the number one.
Interesting thing to watch. It was the number one show, and we are getting a season 2, I think.
Hells yeah. It's one of the only things to get renewed after the fucking slaughter over at HBO Max.
That and Sex Lives of College Girl. HBO's Max is going to get weird.
Yeah, and Harley Quinn got another season.
And Harley Quinn, HBO Max is going to stay weird. And apparently the secret ingredient is female empowerment and sex.
Yes.
Okay, sure. All right.
I mean,
I'm in.
I'm in for the new feminist HBO. Let's do it.
Is that what we're doing?
That's what it is.
Is that how
I mean, no, because it's run by a bunch of still white dudes.
I feel like I'd be able to watch Generation if that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
All right, that will wrap it for us in 2022. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Les. Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, dudes.
Thanks, Randy.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you to our listeners and our patrons. We really appreciate your patrons have kept us in streaming services all year. We've come through with a lot of Patreon content. I hope y'all are enjoying those. We didn't do 2 this time. We just tried to get 1 extra one at the end of the year, but we've given you, I think, 50 weeks of content for that Patreon money, and I hope y'all feel it's worth it. We'll come back next year. And until next time,
TV Dudes out!
The TV Dudes is an independently run podcast out of Austin, Texas. We are exclusively listener supported. If you'd like to help us out, go to patreon.com/TVDudes.
You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TV Dudes. All the music for our show is done by our friend and original TV Dude, Gregory J. Amani Smith.
To find out more about us, go to thetvdudes.com. I'm Randy Lander.
I'm Les Weiler.
And I'm Kyle Scott.
Thanks for listening.